Good morning, everybody. Welcome on in, and welcome to the end of an era of sorts and the beginning of a new era of sorts. What we've got today is a little bit of a news stream, for lack of a better term. By the way, if y'all would like me to do these standing up in the future, say so in the comments, okay? I'm debating between whether or not I like doing them sitting or doing them standing. Got our whiteboard here. This will be important. Hey, Denora, welcome on in. Haven't seen you here in a while. Good to see you. Okay, let's get right into it. Let's not beat around the bush. So, I'll do them sitting for now if y'all decide you would prefer. No, that cuts out the flags. Yeah, well, I'll do them sitting for now, but we can move things around if we need to. So, this year has been a pretty big year of change for me. At the end of 2023, let's take a look at where we were then. I was still on Twitch. All I was doing with regards to YouTube was reposting my live streams. I still lived in South Carolina. I was mostly doing lifting content with occasional gaming streams. Now, sitting here at the end of 2024, we moved to YouTube, which I still think was a good move, but a lot of the Twitch fan base just did not make the jump. I can tell because we got up north of 2,000 followers on Twitch. We're sitting at about 1,300 here on YouTube. I figured, especially with this right down there, we might see a little bit more. It didn't happen. That's okay. Doesn't really bother me that much. It's more about the quality of the individual subscribers than it is about the quantity of them. I'm not really doing this for money anyway, so it doesn't matter. Let's talk about the lifting streams. So today, this morning, I decided to sleep in a little bit more. Also, in full discretion, because I stayed up late in the Discord on voice chat, just screwing around. Shouldn't have done that. I stayed up too late, but whatever, that's done. I decided to lift alone, and what I found was confirmation of something I had suspected. My lifts are substantially better, noticeably better, when I don't stream them. And there are a couple reasons for this. The first reason is simple. The first reason is that, for lack of a better term, when you are trying to lift weights, right, how you recover matters. And when I'm streaming, I'm having to talk. And, right, if you've noticed, your ability to talk as you do exercise, say walking or jogging or biking or running or lifting, right, it becomes more difficult. Well, not only does it become more difficult to talk, but it also becomes more difficult to recover. So it was taking me longer to get worse results on the lifting streams. And I have the notes to prove it. I keep track of everything religiously, as y'all know. So what I found was that it is better to pursue excellence in one thing at a time, focus in on that one thing, and then rather than trying to do two things and multitask with mediocrity. I personally just don't multitask that well, is what I found. And because I'm at a point in my lifting journey where, because I am, right, we are doing really well in terms of like body fat composition, but as a result of that, the gains become increasingly marginal at that point. So I need to optimize every single lift I'm hitting, and by streaming while lifting, I'm just not doing that. So where I'm going with this is that the lifting streams are going on hiatus. I may do them occasionally. I may go in and do, shorts or something explaining how to lift maybe. Could see doing that. If y'all want that, we could talk about that. Write to me at askbullmuscle@gmail.com. Could make a recording. That's a lot more doable, I think. But for the time being, I think we are going to put a stop to the lifting streams. If you are only here because you like to watch my body while I lift, then I would say you can probably unsubscribe. I don't want you to waste your time. I know that sounds rough. If that really is it, then farewell. It's been fun having you. I won't really miss you because if you're one of those people, you've probably never said a single thing in chat, and I don't know who you are. But if you're one of the people who enjoys those streams but also enjoys the other content I make, stick around. Not to mention, if you want a recording on how to do something, write to me at askbullmuscle@gmail.com. Absolutely will make that happen. That brings me to the second part of the content on this channel, and that's consultations. I really, really enjoy doing those consultations. They make me feel a lot like I am giving out valuable advice and I'm actually helping people. That makes a big difference to me. I enjoy it, and because this channel is more about me doing what I want to do, I'm going to do more of it. So where does that lead us? Well, with consultations, I have been charging people because, not really because I need the money, but more because I'm noticing this is crooked. We're going to just, that's a lot better. There we go. There we go. Sorry. Just OCD at the moment. But I've been charging people not because I need the money, but because what I found is that when I give the advice for free, people don't use it. So I've thought about this. I want to make myself accessible as possible, especially for people that may not have a lot. So instead of charging people, I'm going to officially put this out there. You can either pay me, and it's not much. I don't ask for much, but what I found is if you pay something, you're more psychologically attached to the advice. It feels like you're giving something up, right? It's like you don't value a free ice cream cone, but you strongly value the ice cream cone you paid for. So instead, I will offer an alternative. You can either pay me or you can plug my channel, my Discord server, and my Instagram, all my socials on your socials. Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, those are the ones I don't use, so you have a very easy way to do that. It shouldn't be very hard for you to do that. It's free, it only takes a small amount of your time, and the advice I'm giving out is tailored to you. So, for instance, a friend of mine asked for a detailed written out workout plan for him to get started in the gym. I wrote that out for him, but he's a coworker, so I did that gratis. But if you guys want that for yourself, we can do that as a video response. Now, if you want a one-on-one, or you're sitting down with me and I'm writing that out with you as a conversation, that will cost a little bit more because nobody else can draw information from that. So I have to value my time a little bit. But for the consultations, they are free if you're willing to plug me on social media. I think that's fair. What do the consultations encompass? Let's talk about this because I've gotten that question. Consultation just means you're asking me something. You can write about anything, okay? So askbullmuscle@gmail.com. If you want to ask me about, right, let's take a look. What am I? Why do I think I should be streaming? Why do I think I should be giving out advice? Well, one of my taglines is, how many other nuclear engineer runway models of the six-pack who are financially independent do you know? At 29, that's a rare fucking combination. There just aren't that many people who have been as successful as I am over their 20s. I know that sounds arrogant, but there's no other way to put it. Because of that, I can offer some unique insights to maybe help y'all in your lives. Where I'm going with that is, if you're looking to lose weight and start a diet plan, I will help custom tailor a diet plan to your needs. You can write me at askbullmuscle@gmail.com. The reason I want you to write me via email is, let's say you've got food allergies, or you have a strict budget for food, or you live in a food desert, right? I need that information because that way I can tailor the plan to your needs. So that's diet. That's one example. Fitness is another, right? Let's say you have, only a small gym to work with, or you don't have a gym to work with. That is going to alter what kind of advice I give you, right? What kind of consult we do. So that's why the consultations work like that. Other consultations, advice on personal finance. Again, I'm financially independent. If I wanted to retire tomorrow, I could do that. A great example, right? Given the nature of my work, the government furlough that they've been talking about, I don't know the news on this. So if someone has news about the potential government shutdown here in the United States, please post it in the comments. But a lot of my coworkers were freaking the hell out about the furlough yesterday. Me? I'm chilling. I could, as far as I'm concerned, bring it on. Most of what the government does is useless anyway. So as far as I'm concerned, it's free unpaid time off. And I'd be very happy with unpaid time off. It's basically a test of being retired. I can't complain with that. So finance, right? How many people do you know are able to retire at the age of 29? Not many, I'd suspect. Just that alone means maybe I know a thing or two that might be able to help you. Another one is dating advice, right? Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and be immodest, but again, this alone gets me through a lot of windows in the dating world. I'm 6'3". I have some dating advice for you guys, okay? You can ask me really anything. You can even ask for, more explicit questions. Another one I do, and this is one other thing that is sort of, but not really consultations in and of themselves, I have new pictures. As you can tell by the horrendous state of my hands, I got a spray tan the other day. Why did I do that? Because yesterday I had a model photo shoot. In other words, in a couple of days, I'm going to have some brand new modeling grade pictures. I'm going to show you what I was wearing in those pictures now. All right. This here is about as far as I can go without running into issues with my employer. But this is the thing these modeling pictures were in, okay? Let me make that clear. It's, there's not much left to the imagination, I'll put it that way, okay? It's basically just a thong. So if you are interested in those modeling pictures, those photos, write to me at askbullmuscle.com. They're not free and they're not cheap, but again, you get what you pay for. So, as for the consultations though, I really like helping people. So when it comes to the consultations, I want to make those free in the sense that it's not free in the sense you got to do something for me in return, because if I made it free, you wouldn't fucking listen. But I'm going to keep it, you either pay me a small fee, very small fee, like $5 to $10, or you go and plug my channel on your social media. Because again, I don't do Facebook, I don't do Twitter, I don't do TikTok, and I'm not going to do those because dealing with Discord, Instagram, and YouTube is enough time spent on social media already, frankly. God, Instagram alone, I did not want to join Instagram, but it's kind of a must in the modeling world, so we've done that. Okay, so that explains, hopefully that explains what consultations are. Dupex, if you've got further questions, please ask away in the comments. I will try to address them. So that's the biggest news, okay? Again, if you just wanted the lifting streams because you wanted what I used to call the meat show, sorry, go find someone else. Unsubscribe. I know that's harsh, but we're not doing that. I'm not doing that anymore because it was, again, to reiterate, it's better to do one thing. It's better to do one thing with excellence, pursue excellence in one thing at a time, than to multitask and produce mediocrity. And that's what I was finding. My lifts weren't as good, and that's the biggest thing. If something is compromising my gains in the gym, well, we're going to take a good hard look at that. The other factor is that realistically, I may not necessarily stay in the same apartment complex. And if that's the case, it may well be that I don't even have an environment to stream in. It's no secret that Oahu's living costs are very expensive, so I'm always shopping around. I may end up staying here. I may not. I don't know. Couple other news. I will be getting a car, so for those of you who live on the island of Oahu and want to hang out or, go hit up the beach with me, I have that option. Car's coming in from Osaka, Japan in late January. I think it's the 24th at the time being. It is a 1994 Subaru Sambar Diaz. It's a K-van, so we'll do a little show about that. That will be a lot of fun. Anyway, that is the first big item. So consultations. As for times for consultations and streaming times, what is going to happen next is I'm going to put up 2 polls on this channel. I hope I get more participation on these polls than I have in past ones. The reason being is that they are going to take a large direction on the way the channel goes in 2025. The big two polls, okay? The first one this is the big announcement I talked to my Discord server about. I am going to do a Ask Me Anything stream on my Discord channel. That will be, you can ask me absolutely anything. I've done this in the past in 2022 and 2023. And in those streams, it will get spicy. I will be asked a lot of questions, and I will probably answer them all. So, you know, there may be one or two that I don't go on. In the past, it was truth or drink streams, but since I gave up alcohol for the year 2024, I can't really do that. Although I could grab some non-alcoholic beers. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe it'll be a truth or drink stream, but it's going to be NA beers because I'm very glad I gave up alcohol for 2024. Don't drink, honestly. Alcohol's fun, but it's not worth it. I would say that much. As far as the other poll is concerned. So the first poll is going to be what day and what time would my audience like to have that Ask Me Anything Discord stream. Now, the reason I'm doing that on YouTube is because that's an incentive for you guys to get on my Discord channel. I will post the link to my Discord on that poll. So if you miss it, that's really on you at this point. Now, the reason I'm posting that poll in the first place is because that's where I live now. Unfortunately, living in Hawaii means that no matter what time I pick, I'm probably going to be in a time zone that is inconvenient to some of you. There's just not that much I can do about it. If I pick to stream in the morning here, I get Europe and I get most of the United States, but Australia and Asia are screwed because it's in the middle of the night there. If I pick the evening, Europe is basically screwed. Depending on how late the evening is, most of my continental American audience is also screwed, but helps the Australians and Asians. So that's what I need the poll for. All right. The second poll, and this one is much more important, honestly, is because I'm no longer going to be doing lifting streams as consistently. You know, I had to get up at 5 a.m. to do lifting streams here. Mostly because that was when the gym was empty and I don't like bothering people. And it was also where I wouldn't have to compete for Wi-Fi resources. Now, that's going to be what the poll is. So what time would y'all want me to generally try and schedule streams for? It's mostly going to be consultations. We'll do occasional gaming streams, but I've also found, again, best not to multitask that much. So consultations will really be our bread and butter for 2025, barring something else happening. So that's going to be the two big polls. I really need participation here, guys. I have 1,300 subscribers. I think the last poll I did, I got like 10 responses. That's just not enough. If you're getting less than 2% sample size, it's completely useless to me. It doesn't give me any real information on what my audience wants. 1-2% sample size just doesn't cut it. So I really, when these polls go up, and hopefully you've clicked that notification bell so that way you see the polls, make sure to click for all things. So you can't just pick personalized. I think if you pick personalized, you'll miss the polls. I don't know exactly how that works. YouTube's algorithm's kind of funky like that. But please, when the polls go up after this show, put them on. We'll do a poll. I'm going to do the poll after the stream just because that way it's a separate post. It doesn't get buried within this particular stream. It's going to be easier that way. Anyway, okay, so that's going to be the two polls. One for the AMA stream on my Discord, and then one for what times y'all would generally like to see me stream in the future. That's going to be what time of day and also what day of the week. So are y'all more preferring the weekends? Are y'all more preferring the weekdays? Now, if it's weekdays because I'm working, that is going to limit the options there. So if you would like me to stream at, say, Wednesday at 10 a.m. Hawaiian Standard Time, you're out of luck. I can't do that unless you want to pay me enough to quit my job, which let's talk about that. Because I am now financially independent, I can quit my job anytime I'd like. I have worked really hard to get to that point. I was not expecting to get to this point until May of 2025. I could argue I hit it in May of 2024. Because I'm still new to this job and because it pays rather well, and because the cost of living here in Hawaii is higher, if I wanted to stay living out here in Hawaii and retire, I still could, but I would need to probably make some cutbacks to my spending, primarily move into a place with roommates. The reason I don't want to do that is because having my own place allows me to host guests, and I really do enjoy doing that. A good friend of mine, for instance, is coming out here in over Christmas. I've got my mom coming out later in January, and I'm sure more friends and fam are coming. So we'll have a separate stream about the financial independence thing. Another thing I wanted to talk about was if we wanted to go, this is basically becoming more of a vlog. I've thought about just making my own blog instead. I think I prefer the vlog format because it's easier. It's a little bit less typing, but 2025, I'm thinking about maybe writing a book. If y'all would be interested in that, I'm gonna maybe put out some feelers to see if y'all would want me to write a book, kind of a compendium of all the useful advice I could give out. Basically, how to build your life the bull muscle way. And I can't escape the feeling that this just sounds super arrogant as someone who's still very young. I mean, I'm not even 30 yet, but again, how many other at age 29 people do you know that are financially independent, runway models, nuclear engineers, have a six-pack, and are getting more attention in the dating world than they probably asked for? So there's a lot going on there. Next thing, New York City, February 4th to February 9th. If you are in New York City and you would like to meet me, come talk to me. I'm not psychic. I don't know where you live. If you are in New York, though, I'm going to be very busy that week. So it will be difficult, but I will try my best to make a time to meet up with people. My guess is it would probably be on the 5th or the 6th, maybe at Central Park or somewhere like that, although New York will be very cold, so maybe it'll be at a pizza joint. I don't really know the details on that yet. It's gonna be a lot. That is going to be a hectic week because New York Fashion Week, the events that I'm in as a runway model are the 7th and the 8th. So I'm going to be pretty busy on those days. The 9th I fly out. The 4th I'm not there until the afternoon. Unfortunately, one of the downsides about living here is that flying to New York takes a while. Even flying to the West Coast is a 5-6 hour flight. So that does play a factor. As for, let's see, okay, so that was consultations, ask me anything, lifting streams on hiatus, New York City. Okay, last item is going to be modeling pictures. So for modeling pictures, I'm going to state this one more time, and I'm going to stand up for this because y'all deserve to see this. That's fair. If you like what you see here, okay? I went and got a spray tan, and we did modeling shoot yesterday. Here in Hawaii, just wearing this. So if you want to see those modeling pictures, write to me. askbullmuscle@gmail.com. Can probably make that happen. I don't have the pictures yet, right? So the photographer took them yesterday. It's going to take him a day or two to get them correct and get them adjusted to just the way he wants them. But we were out there shooting for probably an hour and a half. So definitely thinking we are going to have some pretty good pictures. In the meantime, I still have pictures from older modeling shoots. If you'd like them, come talk to me. No, they're not free. Yes, you do have to pay. And no, that one you can't just plug me on social media for. Now the consultations you can, because that's actually helping you. The modeling pictures, that's just because some of y'all are fucking horny. I get it. I do. It's okay. It's okay. I'm all right with, I am just fine with having that be the case. So, other items. If y'all like standing versus sitting, by the way, comment. That's the other thing. I would really like to start seeing more comments on my channel. because I don't get a lot of feedback. I've got an ideas and feedback channel on my Discord that sits empty for weeks at a time. I'm the one who posts the most in there, floating ideas, and I just don't get enough feedback from my audience to know what you guys want to see. There are limits to what I can see. If you want me to do explicit adult material, I don't think I can say the P word on YouTube. If you want me to do that, too bad. I make too much at my current day job to justify doing that. Now, if you want to pay me well into the six figures to do that kind of content, write me. That might change things. You would have to pay me enough to justify me quitting my job. It's the same thing. It's the same reason I made a video a few weeks back about why I don't do OnlyFans. There's your answer. Make it worth my time. Make it worth giving up a job, a secure job that pays well with a pension in the nuclear industry. Brandon Michael says, people are going to fit the time that best fits them. Yes, and that's the whole point. I don't know what times that is. I don't mind flexing, right? I don't mind flexing when I stream to fit the most people's time. That's kind of up in air. I don't mind doing that. I'm totally fine with that. Let's see. They settled nearly by midnight to avoid this shutdown this time. Jeremiah Schlenvogt, thank you very much. That's unfortunate. I was actually hoping the government would shut down because then I'd get furloughed and then I wouldn't have to worry about working for a little while. I guess it means at least I'm going to keep getting paid. Whatever. It's more money. Congrats on reaching your goal. Thank you very much, Fernando. It was, again, I've been busting ass and I've been quite frugal, quite thrifty financially for several years. So it wasn't easy. All right. That's one last thing I wanted to talk about now that I'm looking here. A couple other items. When I'm lifting, I'm going to be putting do not disturb mode on in the future. I will not be reachable. If I go and lift, if you see, sometimes I'll post in the fitness channel, hey, I'm out lifting. I'll talk about, maybe my results. Don't expect responses. You'll have to wait. I'm prioritizing getting a proper workout in first. Just because if I do that, I'm going to see better results. And if I see better results, ultimately, you guys win too because, right, who wants even bigger muscles? Everybody. So that works out for the best there. Couple other future content. Thank you very much, Cookies and Cream. Yeah, I know you would. You're reliable like that. You've been a long time supporter, and I do appreciate that. As for, there's one other thing I was going to say. Other content coming up. Obviously, I was talking about the Ask Me Anything poll. That will be going up after the broadcast. We've got a couple other interesting consultations and lines of content. One is going to be tier ranking different lifting exercises. A lot of channels have already done this. I will grant that it is not original content, but it's a lot of fun. And because your mileage may vary from person to person, look at that pump, hell yeah. Because your content and opinions on different lifts vary from person to person, what I think may be different from, say, what the guys I've mentioned on this channel before, Jeff Nippert or Trainer Winnie or Adam from Physiconomics or Alan Thrall or Alex Bromley, all guys I respect. But lifting isn't, it is a lot of science, but it is also a lot of feeling. It's your body is going to react differently to different stimuli. It's individualized. So that's going to play a factor. So with that in mind, y'all have that to look forward to. A couple other content coming up. We will be, let's see here, gonna be I got asked for a consultation about Luigi Mangione and that whole thing, so we will talk a bit more about that. As for other items talked about, someone asked me, there was one other, I just gotta find it. I had mentioned that I was reading the Wealth of, or sorry, not the Wealth of Nations. The General Theory on Employment, Interest, and Money by John Maynard Keynes. That is a slog of a read, but an economics textbook, and I've been asked about what my thoughts on that were. So I might do a consultation video about that. Those will probably be shorter, and that's the final point I wanted to get to. I know I'm rambling a bit, but I think for these consultations, expect the size of the videos to shrink. More 20 to 30 minute videos, maybe up to an hour, depending on how lively the chat is, but more of them. So you might see 2 videos in a day. You might see 3 or 4 videos in a weekend, as opposed to, 1 2-hour streaming session for a weightlifting stream. So that is going to be it for me for now. I'm going to put up the polls pretty much immediately after, so keep your eyes peeled. Please, please, please. Okay, Neem, I'm going to go ahead and reiterate since you were missing. Neem, don't worry about paying me. If you would rather plug my channel on all your social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all you have to do is you have to send me proof that you did it, okay? That's how this works, okay? For consultations in the future, there is now a free option. You can either pay me a small fee, it's not much, but you can either pay me a small fee, or you can plug my channel, plug my Discord server, plug my Instagram on all of your social media. So again, I don't use TikTok, Facebook, Twitter very much. So those 3 work really well. That helps drive my channel, helps drive new subscribers, helps get my name out there. So there you go. There's now a free option if you want that. But the way it works is you do that first, and then I make a consultation video in response. Grimsky, you're a bit late. Yeah, we're just about finishing up. So that is the extent of all the news I have to cover. I'm going to post the polls immediately after this broadcast. Should probably look to do tier ranking the streams. I'm probably going to do it tomorrow, I would say. Might do it later today. It really depends on how I'm feeling. And it really depends on the poll responses. So respond to those polls. I want to make data-driven choices for how I run this channel. The other thing you can do is go to my Discord, okay? !Discord. Go ahead and post it. You can go there, and I have an ideas and feedback channel. All right, to get on the Discord, since some of y'all really seem to struggle with this, you have to go to the Welcome Rules channel, click the little checkbox reaction, okay? Then you go to the Role Select channel, pick the roles that you want, and then you have access to the Discord. All right. I should be playing some RuneScape today. That's another one I might be doing. But that one, I think with gaming streams, RuneScape, with, RuneScape, the Tycoon games, I'm better off doing that on the Discord because I don't think a lot of people are that interested in the content. Nothing that I do there it's not particularly novel, it's not particularly interesting, and it doesn't really help people. So I don't think I'm going to do a lot of that. I think that'll become more Discord content. If people really want that, I don't know that they do. It doesn't sound like they do. So if people want me to do more of that content, I need more responses in the affirmative. When I used to stream that on Twitch, it always seemed like the numbers for the gaming streams were substantially lower than fitness streams. So that's going to be it for now. So as always, y'all, make good choices. Make the good decisions. The good decisions form your actions. The actions form your habits. The habits form your values. The values form an ethos. Can be the guide star through the rough waters of life. Much love, y'all. Come in for the hug. Y'all will see me either later today or tomorrow. We'll find out based on the analytics. So keep an eye out for those polls. Shoots. See y'all.